Hi guys, welcome back to Rewrite with Allie. Last episode was about emotional and mental health, and this episode is going to be about physical and spiritual health. So we are focusing on these 4 areas of our life in 2026 and trying to pour into them. Maybe start with 1 or 2, whatever works for you, or make it a point to fill every one in a small way every day. First, I want to talk about what's going on in the world because I want everyone to know where I stand. You know how Anne Frank had her diaries? Well, this is my form of my diary. To paraphrase what she was saying, she was talking about how it's a scary time because people are getting taken out of their homes and she hasn't seen her neighbors in a while. That is pretty parallel to what's going on here in the United States, and it's really sad. I can get emotional talking about it if I think about it too hard. But I also don't want to be oblivious to it because it also affects me, my people, and the people that I love, and literally every individual. Renee Good was her name. I think a lot of Caucasians maybe thought that they were safe because of their skin color. At least I had that assumption. Now that Renee Good has been murdered, literally murdered, I don't think anyone is safe. And I think that this has to do with power. And I just cannot understand the lack of empathy. I'm happy that I don't understand because I would never want to be that kind of individual. I wanted to talk about this because it's not okay. It's not okay what's happening. Citizens are being detained. Immigrants are dying. They're being held in these inhumane conditions. They are taking them without a warrant. ICE is prowling and hunting for people. They are hunting for human beings to detain. I don't know if they're meeting a quota or what, but I pray that their hearts soften and I pray that they can stand firm in courage and leave and find a new career path, because I don't know how you sleep at night knowing that you are separating families. Being an immigrant here, quote unquote, illegally is not a crime. It's a misdemeanor. J.D. Vance had stated that they're going to start going door to door because Trump wants to fulfill his mass deportation dreams and goals and aspirations. Like, what the freak? Dude, what in the world? They would not let Jesus in if he was here, and that is baffling. Do not use Jesus and Christianity to justify your actions, because we all know that Jesus would be with the people who are in the centers, in the detention centers where they're being detained. And we all know that Jesus would be comforting the families who are separated. He would not be with the religious leaders. Those were the Pharisees in the Bible, and he flipped tables. He was angry. Anyways, Nate Good was her name, and my thoughts and prayers go out to everyone who is looking over their shoulder in fear because of ICE. You shouldn't be living in flight or fight like that. I also saw a video of this veteran saying that it's parallel to places he's been stationed at because people are on edge. They're worried about getting kidnapped. And that's what ICE is doing. I think he really did it to Afghanistan. I'm pretty sure that's what he really did it to. So anyways, I pray for our nation, and I pray that hearts are softened because Lord knows we need love in this country right now. Anyways, if anyone is struggling with this, I am always a person that you can talk to. I feel the weight of this too. And I pray for change, and I pray for eyes to be opened, and just for people's hearts to be full of love and be a helpful hand for someone. You know, times are rough right now. Just be nice, be kind, smile, and maybe inconvenience yourself a little bit to help someone. Everyone needs a little understanding and grace and help right now. Okay, let's get into this episode. Physical and spiritual health for 2026. There are so many benefits, it's actually insane. Physical health is the overall condition of your body and its ability to function optimally. This includes nutrition, exercise, and sleep. It's not just about exercising, it's nutrition and sleep as well. Let's talk about the benefits first. Number 1, when you work on your physical health, you are improving your energy. And energy is the currency of life. Imagine being exhausted all the time. That's not really living, is it? Strength training improves mitochondrial function, which is our cellular energy. The mitochondria is powerhouse of the cell. The more mitochondria that get made increases the efficiency and quality of the mitochondria. Number 2, physical activity supports our brains, not just our bodies. Movement increases the brain-derived neurotrophic factor, the BDNF for short, And that supports new connections in our brain when we're learning, experiencing new things. It has to do with neuroplasticity, which I've talked about before. Movement also releases dopamine and serotonin, which increases your mood, makes you feel better, and your cortisol is reduced as well. There's like static happening in my headphone right now, and it's really uncomfy. Fudge nuggets, hold on. Okay, I cannot speak. Your cortisol is reduced. Oh my gosh, we have reduced cortisol when we exercise. So then you're less anxious, and in turn that helps your mental health. Exercise for your mental health. Exercise because that is a date with yourself, and you don't want to miss a date with yourself. Don't be a jerk and what is it called? Stand yourself up. No, you would feel bad if you didn't show up for someone else, so show up for you. Show up for you. No one else is going to do it for you. Be your own best friend. The third benefit is that physical health builds self-trust and confidence. When you move your body consistently, eat to support your energy, and honor your sleep and recovery, you're telling yourself that you're someone who takes care of themselves. James Clear said in Atomic Habits, every action you take is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. Who do you want to be? Imagine that person and do what that person would do. You teach yourself that you can do hard things, and you teach yourself physical resilience. You trust yourself. If you say, I'm going to go to this Pilates class, and you show up, that is building trust, in turn increasing your confidence. I was talking about this to a friend because he said that he's going to stop drinking. His girlfriend broke up with him and he's been having a hard time. And so I told him that he needs to build his confidence and be happy with himself first before getting into a new relationship or trying things out again with her. And so his goal is to stop drinking. And obviously that's really hard for someone who has had a past drinking nearly every day. I can't even imagine. But him doing that, him staying away from alcohol and keeping that promise to himself is building his confidence. Those are 3 small benefits of working on your physical health. But what can you do to actually work on this? What are the steps you can take? Honestly, personally, I think that it's all about regulating your nervous system. Audit your sleep schedule. Are you getting 8 hours of sleep? Maybe you only need 7, but make sure you're getting those 7 hours. A little sleep tips, which I need to use myself, is to have a consistent bedtime. Sleep in a cooler, darker room. Put down your phone 30 minutes before so that the blue light isn't affecting you. And don't have caffeine in the afternoon. I am guilty of this. Sleep is important because it regulates your appetite, stress, hormones, emotional reactivity, and focus. Sleep is so important, and I had to be told to work on my sleep because I would get up at 5 in the morning and only have about 4 to 3 hours of sleep until I met a certain person. They put me in check. They reminded me that sleep is more important than waking up and going on a walk. Because if I don't have my sleep, I'm going to be in a cranky mood and not even have energy to do things that I need to get done. Number 2, try to get out in the sun as soon after you wake up, even in the winter. I go on walks in the morning and it's freezing, but I make it a point to try to do this when I can because it helps with your circadian rhythm. And just taking a daily walk in general is really good for you. That's another little thing that maybe you can try to fit in. Hydrate before you dehydrate. Chug some water. Hold on, this is my reminder to drink some water. Okay, drink some water before you drink your caffeine. Hydrate before you dehydrate. And the last thing that has to do with nervous system regulation, or I guess it's not the last thing. Something that I don't think about enough and that I don't do enough is breathing exercises, but that really helps with nervous system regulation and with your vagus nerve. Your vagus nerve has to do with your parasympathetic nervous system, which is your rest and digest. When you feel like your body is in fight or flight, do a breathing exercise, maybe some box breathing, and take some deep breaths, and that will help. Also, tapping on your wrist helps with your nervous system as well, with your vagus nerve. Some box breathing. Box breathing is inhaling 5 seconds, 6 seconds, or 7 seconds. I don't know how many. I don't know if there's like an optimal number of seconds, but I usually do 5 or 6 seconds. Inhaling 5 seconds, hold 5 seconds, exhale 5 seconds, hold 5 seconds, and then that's why it's called box breathing. But my favorite breathing exercise is to inhale, right, as much as you can, but hold on, you can inhale a teeny bit more at the top. So inhale, and then let it go. And that's my favorite. Movement for your physical health shouldn't be a one-time thing or a two-time thing. It should be a lifestyle. Add it into your lifestyle. Can you fit a 10-minute walk right after dinner? Cool beans. But maybe start with 3 times a week or slowly get into it. But try to find where you can put it in your lifestyle. A little tip for this is to park farther away when you're going places. so that you're forced to walk farther. Maybe start with the gym 1 time a week, or go to the gym for 5 minutes, and then slowly it's going to be 10 minutes, and you're going to want to stay there for 30 minutes, and oh my gosh, you've been there for an hour. And then when it comes to nutrition, don't think about it as taking things away. Oh my gosh, I can't have chocolate. No, because then you're going to want it more. Think about just adding more whole foods, adding more protein, adding more veggies, fruit, water. Add electrolytes to your water so that you're actually hydrated. Because a lot of us are not actually hydrated, and sometimes when we're not hydrated, you might think that you're hungry, but in reality, you really just need more electrolytes. My favorite is Element. You can find it at Target now. So the watermelon is really good, or the grapefruit. Oh my gosh, I love. Over time, you're going to notice that processed foods make you feel icky, and then you're not even going to want them. Your meals will also be more balanced if you just add. Spiritual health is a person's sense of meaning, purpose, connection, and something greater than yourself. This can be if you believe in God, Jesus, the universe. Spiritual health gives life meaning, and meaning changes the way you experience hardship and the way you interpret things. It's not about religion, it's about having a relationship with the Creator, having a greater why. For me, I'm a Christian, but I'm not religious. I focus on my relationship with Jesus, and I don't do things because I feel like I have to, because it's religion. It's law. No. I do it because I want to have a more intimate relationship with the Lord. Because I love the Lord so much, I want to spend time with Him. I want to get to know Him and His character. And I want to be just like Jesus, so I want to get to know Him and study the Word so that I can portray that here on earth. And that's out of love. It's not about the feel that I need to or else I'm going to hell. No, it's not. So focus on relationship rather than guilting yourself into doing something that you really don't want to do, because I believe that the Lord sees our heart posture, whether or not you believe in the Lord or not. Just in whatever you believe in, it's relationship based, or it should be. At least that's my opinion. Psychology and neuroscience say that people who experience a sense of meaning and purpose have less depression, they have better physical health outcomes, and greater resilience under stress. We are able to persist through challenges better, which is why 2 people could go through the same hardship but have different outcomes. I have a personal example with my brother. I think it's because we viewed the situation differently. I had a mentality of, I'm going to use this pain into purpose, and I am going to trust that the Lord has something greater planned, even though this is such a heartbreak, and I wouldn't wish this upon any one of my worst enemies. I don't have enemies, but I wouldn't wish this on anyone. I use that as fuel under my bottom. Whereas now he's so much better, and I'm so proud of him, and I love him, and he's so strong and amazing. But at the time, he kind of numbed himself with substances because that was his way of coping with it. And I don't know if he had a sense of purpose at the time. I can't speak for him, but that's how I saw it. I don't think he had anything firm to stand on when things were crumbling. Whereas I had the Lord as my rock to stand on. And maybe that's just, I don't know. I really don't know why that happened the way it did, but everything is fine now. Yeah, everything is fine now, and he's great. He's amazing. He's doing amazing. Some spiritual practices are praying, doing meditation, breath work, practicing gratitude. And if you think about it, those are also things that regulate your nervous system. So it's good for you either way. They lower your cortisol. They increase your emotional regulation, stimulate your vagus nerve. Spiritual health gives you identity. Spiritual health stays the same when everything else changes. I love that. Everything in the world could change, but your why stays the same. The Lord stays the same, Even if things around me are crumbling, I know that I'm chosen. I know I'm loved. I'm seen. I'm worthy. I am a child of God because the Lord says I am. And that is always the same. And the Lord's character is always the same. And I love that. Oh my gosh. Amen. But yeah, it gives you a sense of identity. I know that I am the daughter of the Most High. And that's never going to change, regardless of anything. It reduces the need to control everything. As a person who feels the need to control every little thing in her life and people, well, now I know not to. But before, I really struggled with this. I really struggled with surrendering. Having a relationship with God has helped me surrender and just trust. It's not about removing uncertainty, but it's about removing the idea that uncertainty means danger. I can trust that there's a greater plan, and everything that's meant to be will be. The things that are meant for me will not pass me. And I firmly, firmly, firmly believe that. Some books that I really want to read that I'm not sure if they touch on spiritual health, but I think they do, are The Power of Now, The Untethered Soul, The Alchemist, and The Four Agreements. These are books that I haven't read, but I really want to read them. I got the idea of doing these 2 episodes from the 5 a.m. Club, which is a really good book. You should read it. In the 5am Club, there's there's 4 pillars. Number 1, mindset, which is how you think. And that has to do with limiting beliefs, your self-talk, learning, and your perspective. Ways that you can work on this on a daily basis are reading, journaling, learning a new skill, etc. The second is your heart set, which is how you feel. And this is your emotional awareness, emotional regulation, connection, and compassion. Ways that you can work on heart set are gratitude, working on relationships, and regulating your stress. And then today's episode was focused on pillar 3 and 4, which is health set and soul set. Health set is how you treat your body. It includes your energy, your strength, sleep, nourishment, and recovery. You can go on walks, lifting, things that we've talked about. Number 4 is your soul set. So how do you connect with meaning, with stillness, your purpose, your values, your alignment? And like I said before, this can be meditation, prayer, anything like that. So my version was mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual health. I really, really hope that these episodes helped you, and you can just add one little thing in the morning or before work, after work, to work on these things. Thank you guys so much for listening. I love you so much. Be kind. Love yourself. You're amazing. Thanks for listening.